What's going on, y'all? Here we are, back in wildlife. Uh, this video is by request of a subscriber, and basically they're just asking, and I've actually had a couple subscribers ask in the comments before, how to install mods. So I'm going to show you guys how to install mods for wildlife. It's not really that hard, considering it's got its own in-game editor, so it makes it easy to inject files into the game. But to start off, there's three basic files that you'll deal with when it comes with wildlife. And those files will be a pack file, a PK file, PAK file, wildlife WLMM file, which stands for Wildlife Mod Manager file, and then your wildlife WLSAVE, which is basically wildlife save file. So, pack files, you don't really see much of those anymore. Those are really old types of ways to mod. But I'll show you the path to install these if there's an older mod you see that you want to use that's a pack file. Wildlife Mod Manager file. I will show you how that works. I'll show you the mod manager you use. Super duper simple. Usually just drag and click and that's it. I'll show you where to get the mod manager as well. And then you have your wildlife save here. So these saves are basically, since this is an Unreal Engine 5, a lot of people, like a lot of modders, people that create mods, will inject assets into the game. So this mod file will basically have those assets that somebody else created, whether it be in Blender or some other program or wherever they're getting their assets from to inject into wildlife. That's what that folder will be. And I'll show you each individual file location and how to install these. So if you find a mod that is a pack file, PAK file, the direction you would go is obviously you'd open up your wildlife folder and you would do this path here. So you would take your pack file and you would click on wildlife, content, PAKS. And you basically drag that folder here. Sometimes a mod that has a PAK file will sometimes have a text file that coincides with that. And typically the mod author will give you a file path to put that text file as well. But it's been a long time since this game's been out, and usually now it's a wildlife mod save folder or file, or it's a mod manager file. You won't find too many pack files anymore, so shouldn't really run into that problem anymore. Now if we go back, our next file is wildlife mod manager file. So I'll show you guys where to get the mod manager. I'll show you what the mod manager looks like and how to install that mod. So this here is your wildlife mod manager. So basically, if you get a WLMM file, you would take this file and you would just drag it over to the wildlife mod manager and just place it in there. So I already have this one installed. So that's it here, right here. Jacket. So basically what will happen is it'll just show up here, and if it's compatible with the version of wildlife you have installed, it'll already have a check mark on it. If it doesn't have a check mark on it, it'll also give you a notification saying that it's not compatible. But most of the time they're pretty versatile for the different versions that come out. But once you have it installed and it's enabled, you will then click build mod and it'll build all the installed mods, and that's it. That's it, how you install those. Now I'll show you also where to get the manager. So here you'll go to GitHub and Wildlife Mod Manager 3.0. I'll try and remember to post the link in the video description. Sometimes I forget. If I do, just leave a comment and I'll put it in there. But this is it here. You'll just come down here to the zip file and you'll just basically download this file, extract it, run the startup, and it's pretty simple, point and click. Then you have your wildlife save file, and these are super duper easy to install, and I'll show you the install path for that. So you'll go to Windows and you'll go to your main wildlife folder. You'll click on wildlife. Then you'll click on saved. Then you'll click on sandbox save game. Then you'll click auto import. And then you'll just drag that file in here. And then what will happen is once you go to the main menu, so let's see, give me a sec here. So once you get in your main menu and you go to sandbox and then you'll go to showroom. As soon as you click on showroom, it'll automatically import it into your game, and you'll just click um, if it's it'll come up as two things. It'll come up as a prop. So when you click on this, I don't want to click. The only reason I don't want to click, I'm hesitant to click on this is because there's thumbnails from other mods that are kind of inappropriate, so it'll show up on YouTube, and I don't want to. But you'll get one of two notifications when you click on showroom and it imports the mod into your game. It'll either say showroom, which means it's an actual area or level or custom thing that somebody made, or it'll say propped. And a prop is something that you will import into the level once you're in the level. And I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so we'll use the futuristic apartment as a example. So let's say that that was a wildlife uh, save that I installed, putting it in the auto port file and then clicking on showroom, and then this is where it would show up. You would simply click on it and then you'll load up into the game. Now these are somebody else's custom assets that they imported into the wildlife game, so it's just pretty much point and click. Once you install it, you're good to go. Now I will also show you their Discord, because this is where you're going to get most of your mods from. Are going to be from the Wildlife official Discord page. Now I apologize. Usually when I do mod guides or something like that, I don't like to cut. I usually like to do it in one long video so you can see every single step that I do, so there's no confusion. But seeing how we're dealing with this and it has adult content, I don't know which thumbnails will pop up that are inappropriate, so I have to check first. But this is I'm going to show you here is the official wildlife Discord right here. I'll see if I can post a link. If not, you should be able to search it and find it. But basically, you're going to want to scroll down to Sandbox, and you'll have two categories where most of your mods are going to be, and that's going to be scene sharing, and that's going to be other members that have posted their own custom games, and that's going to be where you're going to see, you know, different levels, custom homes and stuff like that. And then preset sharing is going to be people's custom characters and clothing. Okay, so for example, let's say you want to download this map. You're going to click on it, and usually it has a link to either Mega or something like that. So let's see, we'll click on the link. Mega will pop up. We will download it. It is only 110 megabytes, which isn't too bad. Once it's done downloading, downloading. Alright, so once it's saved, as you can see, it's right here as a wildlife save file. You're going to bring up the wildlife here. And remember, we're going to be in auto import. And let's see here, we're just going to grab this, put it in there, and then we'll jump back into wildlife. And if we exit back to the main menu, you can do this while the game's either on or off. Go back to sandbox, click showroom, and as you can see, imported one sandbox save for level showroom. So as you can see, here it is right here. I'll click on it and just give me a sec because it might have something inappropriate in it. And here we are. So something went wrong, and I think this is either a newer or older version of this map. So this wasn't the greatest example, but that's just how you would load into the map. This, though, I don't know what these squares are, so this could be just a different version of the mod. But basically, that's how you would load up a custom map that somebody made. Now, let's say you wanted to add a custom character that somebody made. So there's tons of them on here. People make things like Black Cat, characters from like Genshin Impact, and you've got Widowmaker here, and other characters here, like this. So let's say you want to import one of these into your game. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll use Black Cat as an example. And as you can see, it's just a wildlife save. So what you'll do is you'll do the same thing I showed you. You will put it into your auto load folder in that direction, in the path that I showed you, and then I'll show you how to import it into a game. Like once it's installed into your right files, once you're in a level, I'll show you how to import that character, and I'll show you how to make it so you can actually use that character as well. Okay, so once you're in your desired level, whether it be the main wildlife level that the creators made or you're in a custom map such as this one here, you're going to want to hit the tab button, which is going to bring up the in-game editor, and you're going to want to come over here to custom props. Now again, I normally like to show everything in one cut, but because a lot of these custom props have stuff that might not be suitable for YouTube, I have to pause the video and bring up just that specific asset. So there's a search bar here, so you can type in Black Cat, and just hit the custom prop. And as you can see, see, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully YouTube doesn't notice that. So there, you have Black Cat there. Now, if you look at it, now I can just click and possess it. Now, sometimes the model will be as a pose instead of an actual character. I'll show you how to turn that pose into a character as well. Okay, I just need to bring this into a place that had like more room because the other room was so crowded. So let's say you imported a character. Let's, for example, so let's say I want to use Invisible Woman. Like this was a mod you downloaded from um, the Discord group, and you want to use it. So you would click on it after you've loaded it into your auto import file or folder. Sorry, just give it a sec. It's just loading up its assets. Alright, actually that was a bad example because that wasn't a pose. I need to find a mod that's a pose. So one sec, guys. Okay, we'll go with Widowmaker here. So we'll click on Widowmaker. So once it's loaded up in the game, you'll go over to it and you'll be like, oh, god damn it. Hold on a sec. Okay, here we go. I got an example here. So let's say we want to use this Genshin Impact character. So you download it, you bring it out, and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to use it. And you hit E, and it just does this. It's just stuck in a pose. You can't move the character. You can't walk around with it like you can with this character. So, in order to be able to use this pose as a character, you have to do this. So let's unpossess. You're going to want to go back into your manager or your wildlife editor. You're going to click on the character so it's highlighted here, and as you can see, the character's right here, and it has an arrow. When it has an arrow on the side, that means it has more assets connected to it. So you click that, a drop down menu will come, and you'll see that this icon here is a pose icon, and then this icon here, it's kind of hard to tell because it's small and it's just a person standing straight. That's the actual character. So what it's doing is basically the same thing as this. So if I take this character I have and I press O, it'll bring it into the poser menu, and then from here I can create poses, just do all kinds of wanky stuff. and the game and that character is basically saved as this. So then I could save this character as this pose, and it would always stay like this. So if I want to possess it, it wouldn't let me possess this character. It would just let me view this pose. And the reason you would do this is because if you're setting up scenes, if you're trying to create mini games and all kinds of other things, these are some of the techniques and poses you can use to do whatever you're trying to do in your scene or your mini game or whatnot. But to turn this pose back into a character, like I said, once you import it into the game, you're going to click on it. Sometimes it can be a pain in the ass to try and click on. There's a bunch of other assets. But once you have the character clicked on it, you can press F to focus on it, focus its camera on it. You get your two camera options here. So if I want to use this as a character, you're going to highlight it, bring its drop down menu down so you can actually see the actual character. Click on that. And then you're going to come to this icon here where it says save the current selection as prop collections. So you'll hit save, and as you can see, the name will pop up. You can name it whatever you want. We'll just do non-pose. So as a character we want to use, you'll hit save. It'll allow you to take a photo of it for a thumbnail capture. So then what you're going to do is you're going to come back to here, and then click on that, spell its name, L-U-M. So as you can see, here's the photo here we took a picture of, and then we're just going to pop that character in there. And now you can see the difference. This one just lets me view its pose, but as you can see, this one's actually moving because this is the actual character. So I can click that, hit cheat menu, and possess. And now we have the actual character. Now this outfit that the character is wearing is also a custom asset for the most part, but if you hit 0 or O, you can see the clothing that they're wearing. So they've got the the sleeves, the chest area, and the leggings are actual outfits from the game. The rest of the clothing that it's wearing is a custom asset. Now if you want to remove those custom assets, you'll come back to the editor. You'll try and click on the character, but sometimes a bunch of assets get in the way, so you'll just find your character here. We'll focus on the character, put that drop down menu down. So as you can see, this part here is actually part of the clothing, so we can change that. As you can see, we can remove it. Same with the legs. I don't want to move. If I remove this, it's going to show what it shouldn't. So these boots, all the white stuff here and the hair itself are custom assets. So you can't remove the custom assets from the clothing menu. You have to do it from the editing menu. So what you'll do is you'll click on the character, and as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff that this thing has attached to it. So neck, cape, arms. So if you want to remove them, the easiest way is there's an eyeball here. You just click on the eyeball to hide the asset. You can also delete the asset if you like, but you don't have to. You can just click on the eye and it'll hide the asset. If you don't want the leotard, hide the leotard. Same with the neck, and so on and so forth. And all the items, the clothing are gone. Now, a cool thing you can also do is you can change the material of the custom assets as well. So let's say, let's view the leotard again. So this blue part here. So whenever you click on an asset, if you come to the right side here, this here are the actual textures or materials that it's going to show up as. So if I click on this, all the available textures that are loaded into this level will show up in this menu. So I can actually change it to whatever I want. So whatever available, so like this here, bathroom floor tile. Now you can see it's taken the texture of the bathroom floor tile. If I want like this, look, it'll change to that. So whenever you load another character or another asset into the game, then its textures will end up in this menu as well. So, you can just change them like to chrome if you want it to look chrome. But you can also mess around with its colors as well. So let's say we pick this and it's gold. You can click on this edit here, and from here you can mess around with the colors. As you can see, it's changing colors. You can also change like its roughness. So if you want it to look more metal, if not, or roughness, so you can make it look really shiny and smooth, or you can make it look like, fabric. Now, I'll show you one more thing, which will pretty much have you set to start modding and enjoying the game your way. So let's repossess this character. Possess. Now, if you make any mistakes in the editor, it's pretty much like a text document. If you press Control Z, you'll correct your mistake. It'll reverse a change that you made. Um, but let's get rid of these characters here. So I'm going to show you how to add custom clothing to characters. So I am that character, so I cannot delete contains characters, so that's still see here like that. Now, if you can't figure out why you can't delete that character from the editor, just come here and look for the character here, and that's me. So that's not what I want to do. There it is. Oh, well, we won't worry about it right now. So let's say you want to add clothing to your character. So we're going to go back to the Discord. So modders will also create clothing for characters as well. So if you want to add clothing into the game that devs haven't already implemented into the game, you're going to see you got the same thing here. So normally clothing is set for a specific character, and normally they'll name it so you know. So let's look for, so you can see here Shiva. So there's clothing for Shiva. So if you want this, or you want Maya hoodie set or cute bikini for the Maya character, it's the same thing. You'll click on this to download it, load it into the auto import that I showed you guys, because it's a wildlife save file, and then you'll go back into the game's props and then load it from there. So I'll show you what to do. So let's say we downloaded this, we put it into the auto import file, so it'll put it in the game for us, and then we go back into the game and we want to put that clothing on the character. I'll show you how to do that. So once you're back into the game, you're going to want to hit tab to bring up the game editor, and then we're going to type in the name of that mod, cute bikini. Then you're going to come here to custom prop collection, and here's that bikini set right here. So what you're going to do is, normally I like to collapse all of this to make finding things easier. So you're going to click on this, and you're going to see it's going to load into the map. Now, in order to put this clothing on this character, you got to make sure it's for a specific character. So how this says Maya cute bikini, that means that the bikini is made for the Maya character, or the Maya skeleton as I like to call it. There's 3 different type of female skeletons, and I reference them as the Maya skeleton, the Shay skeleton, and then there's the AO skeleton or something like that. I can't remember. But basically, there's skeletons that are specific heights, widths, and you can make different characters with each skeletons, because each skeleton has its own set of animations that it interacts with other skeletons with. It's a little complicated, but just go by the name of the mod. So this is a Maya character, a Maya skeleton. As you can see, its default character is Maya. So you want to put this bikini on this character. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the bikini, and you're going to see it show up here in the menu. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, so if we focus in, so this is the bottom part, and then if we click on this one, this is the top part, so the bra. Now there's also two other hidden assets, and they could be um, alternative ways the character's wearing it. So this one could be, let's see if we can see it, and then let's make the top one disappear. So as you can see, it just removed the frilly part to it. So it's just another model, but without the frilly part in the strings. So let's hide that. So I want this bikini top on that character. So how do I do that? You're going to take this and you're going to drag it on top of the character that you want it on. So let's bring it up to Maya, and then we're going to release it on there. So now it's attached to that character. What you want to do is reposition its position onto the character. So you've got position here, reset rotation, and scale. So if we click position, bang, it's going to move over towards the character. And then you're going to do rotation, bam. So now it's facing the right way. And then you want to do scale, bam. So now it's on top of that character. Now this character already had a black one on, so that's this here. I'll just hide that now because nothing will happen. And as you can see, it's on the character. We'll do the same thing for the bottoms. Drag it up, release it on the character, then just hit this here to reposition it, and then again hit all three, and now the character is wearing it. So we will hide the other bikini that she's wearing, and as you can see, click on Maya, click on clothing, and as you can see, now they have the bikini on. Now sometimes they don't line up properly, and that could be because they're not tagged to a specific body part. So I know this is a lot to take in all at once, but just come back and reference this if you need to. So let's say I added the bikini top. So let's say I hit a position and it didn't line up exactly on the character. It ended up here. So when you click on this, the character, or the item that you're looking for, you see here it says attachment right here. You'll click on this, and then there's going to be a whole bunch of parts of the body that it's going to show. You're basically just going to attach it to that specific part of the body. So if it's a hat, you're going to click on the head. That way it's going to anchor itself to the head. Now you may have to do some minor adjustments using these arrows here, but it'll stay with that part of the body or that part of the skeleton. So sometimes if it doesn't line up, just look for the attachment part if you're trying to attach a head or a hat, a glove, pants, and just find the corresponding part of the body for it to attach to. Oh shoot, I didn't realize that that's showing her chest. Shit. So let's say you messed up and you made a bunch of mistakes and you're like, oh no, what do I do? You can basically just press Control Z and that'll reverse everything that you did. So if I keep doing that, as you can see, I just reversed everything and brought everything back to where it originally started, to the point where I can even remove it. Just keep pressing it and now they're gone. Now those assets are gone. It's like I never did it. Other than that, that's basically it for modding the game, like for clothing and different skin textures and whatnot. Um, the only other thing I can think of that's really cool about this game is media. So if you want to import like a video or something into the game, as you can see, you've got this thing here that says media player. I can't remember what section that's on. This is a pretty cool, it's like a little bonus, I guess you could say. So if you click on the box here, you're going to see something called Media Player. If you click that and you bring it into the game, pull it up, you can come to the menu on this side and you can actually put a video in here. So if you want to search for a video, hit this, and this will bring up your folder, and then you just search whatever media you want. So you'll get like one of these menus here, and if you know where the file is that you're looking for, like the video, you can just look for it. So here's one here, a custom video that I made. First person view. Look at that. So you can put any video you want into the game. Now I can make this screen a lot bigger if I wish to. Let's see, view player. Now if I take, actually let me mute that just in case I get copyright claimed. Um, these menus up here will let you either move the position of it, and this is for any asset you highlight. This one here will allow you to rotate it, and this one will stretch its size. So as you can see, I can make this thing as big as I want, and you can make little TVs for it if you want and stuff like that. Oh, it's always freaking when it does that. But yeah, so that's a little cool bonus thing that I liked about this. I never knew about until recently. But other than that, adding like modding the game, I can't really think of what else to show. I basically just went over how to use the mod manager, how to actually import people's files into your game, how to load up the assets, how to put the assets into your game, how to put custom clothing on your character. Um, there's probably a lot more that you can do that I can't think of. But if there's anything you guys want to know about, just ask me. I'm still learning about this stuff too, so I'm not the greatest expert. But if you go on the Discord, there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of people on the Discord group that know exactly what the hell they're doing. The devs are on there too, so you can talk to the devs if you've got questions. And yeah, the Discord group's really helpful. And then there's also sub Discord groups on here with content creators for this game too. They have their own mods and stuff, so check those guys out. Look for them. And yeah, like I said, anything else I can help you with, just ask. And if I can help, I'll let you know. All right, let me know what you guys need in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.